Welcome everyone to another episode of Around the Block Talk. Today we have with us Mr. Frank Tornatore. He's been into blockchain marketing and a gaming marketing specialist, and he's a global leader in the field of digital transformation and has spent several years in this industry. And it's very good to have you with us here today, Frank. And we are very excited to hear what you have to share with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you from Dubai. I'm based in Dubai, and we have offices in different parts of the world. I'm the CEO of a company called CryptoVentures, who intends to help and has been helping companies in the blockchain arena for over 6 years now. We are an early legal firm, as well as a marketing agency global. The reason today we want to talk about is a bit about the changes that are going on in the blockchain industry from the legal aspects, especially regarding the 28th of February of 2022, the ruler of Dubai issued a law number 4 of the 2022 to regulation of virtual assets, what is called to DVAL in Dubai. This is a revolutionary law because it's the first country in the world to come up with a law that will regulate the blockchain industry. We have clients, exchanges all over the world that we have worked in the past, and this law will benefit them tremendously. It's called also the Authority of Dubai who handles this is called VARA, V-A-R-A, the Dubai Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority. Do you have any questions so far?
That's great to know, Frank. So as you were mentioning, that Dubai is really opening up its regulations for blockchain-based companies. And also the topic for our talk today would be, Dubai being the only country in the world today which is providing providing license for digital assets.
Yes, also another tremendous advantage, not only the fact that any virtual asset trading operation could have the license of a country, also Dubai, together with just another territory, is tax-free. So this makes a lot of difference in the profit and in the investment aspect of having Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other cryptocurrency.
Right, that's great to know. So also, what kind of regulatory support is Dubai actually providing these new blockchain companies? And we're actually seeing many of these blockchain companies now migrating to Dubai and establishing themselves over there. So my question to you would be, why is Dubai really pushing this kind of a move to attract blockchain companies? And what kind of regulatory support are they offering today?
Well, Dubai is one of the few countries in the world that is trying to become a hub of blockchain, and at the same time like you mentioned, attract companies to Dubai. Every time you get a license process, you get certain rules that have to be obeyed, and that will guarantee the transparency of the operation, as well as the fact that you're going to become a company in Dubai. In the case of, for instance, I'd like to mention Binance, who is one of the first companies who got already a license here. And they solidified a lot more the seriousness of the company, and pass along to the customers the trust, because we're in a business of trust. Let's not forget that we all trust in Bitcoin and Ethereum, in certain currencies more than in others, because the trajectory. Well, Dubai, the regulatory virtual assets law tried to bring into the game, for those who are honest and for those who want to obey the rule of law, a certain guarantee that you're dealing with a company who is licensed by the government of Dubai.
Right, indeed. So, what kind of regulatory support is Dubai today offering over, let's say, US or other countries where the companies are today migrating from?
Well, in this, we're looking at a trade that it has a total spectrum, to going from countries like United States and UK, where they is simply prohibit to buy Bitcoins and trade on it, to a country who has opened the doors to be the first regulating these assets. So I don't see why an ICO, an STO, an exchange, or any kind of virtual asset business will not open an office here, or at least open a license. We specialize in going through the process of setting up corporations for these companies, and at the same time processing the license. This is a very simple process. It's a bit complicated in certain terms to comply, but once you comply, it's a very simple process and very inexpensive, I may say, for companies like that.
Right. Okay. So, also, is cryptocurrency widely accepted in Dubai today? Is that a legal tender? Is that
Yes,
commonly
in
traded?
general terms, if you have a license, you can trade with it. It's widely accepted by the government. By the fact of they trying to regulate it, they really open the doors to be completely legal to trade on it. Having, I may say, having a license, every time somebody regulates something, is telling you you cannot do it without it. But at the same time, it's telling you, here it is, let's do it.
As you mentioned that
Also kind of set up
Binance also
their
kind of
office.
set up their office.
Yes, they do. They can do that, and also, this could open the door to having your own company in Dubai and your own visa to stay in Dubai, if it's required. At the same time, you don't need to, but you could do that. We also represent several free zones within the area of Dubai, who offers office space at the same time that offers the license and the permits as well. So things are very, very favorable in Dubai for the blockchain industry in general.
So are they also looking to attract talent in the space of blockchain, like developers or other professionals? Are they doing something about that as well in Dubai?
I think so. We're very familiar with developers of applications and the projects from the technical point of view, as well as the legal. We are attorneys, so we know exactly what to do regarding the licensing and the development of applications as well as processes in blockchain. We've seen an increment in the last few months of a lot of companies setting up in Dubai, and we ourselves are doing quite a few of them at the time, and developing at the same time by associate companies the blockchain projects at the same time. Some more interesting than others, but which is quite a challenge.
Right, indeed. So also, we've seen many major conferences around the world, like the World Blockchain Summit and other of these conferences taking place in Dubai quite regularly. So, is that something that Dubai is really supporting, and what kind of landscape do you see for these kind of conferences and meetups?
Well, there is quite a few incubators in place who facilitate the growth of startups and make things happen. We have consulting services that we provide to help companies be set up in these incubators as well. So it's pretty much a turnkey situation in which we can help from the setting up of the company as well as advisory and make sure that they get everything they need as they request.
Right. And so with your organization, I believe you're helping to set up uh, different different companies in Dubai, also probably helping with their ICOs and STOs. So what are the regulations around ICOs and STOs in particular? Because
Well, one is very, very interesting is for these companies to be able to open bank accounts. In other words, some countries it's quite impossible for a company in blockchain to open a bank account legally. And this is something, a great advantage that we can offer here. Once the company gets a license and so on, this is very, very interesting, especially for payment processors and so on. We'd be glad to advise any company who want to do business here in Dubai and around the world. It's always tremendously advantageous to have a license from a country like Dubai, like the Emirates, in the jurisdiction of Dubai.
Indeed. So, when we do these ICOs and STOs, so these are kind of global in nature, and in some countries, these might not be acceptable or these might not be recognized. But again, if I am a company conducting this kind of an ICO, my audience would be global in nature. So, in terms of international regulations, what are the intricacies or complications that might arise from it? Although Dubai recognizes it, maybe some other country doesn't. So how does that work?
Well, I think that Dubai has a tremendous importance in the world, being a financial hub, being a country who always been in the state of the art of technology and investment. So this also opens the door for many startups to look to sell their tokens, their investment, crowdfunding, and so on. I think that internationally speaking, any startup cannot do without, simply. You need to be where the money is, where the legal aspect is, and Dubai is the place to be.
Right, indeed. So at this moment, why do you think Dubai is really pushing this industry? Is Dubai seeing this as the future of technology? Is Dubai seeing this as an opportunity to probably attract more funds into the country? What is the vision for UAE behind supporting this?
I believe that that the government of Dubai is always been and is trying to be even more state of the art when it comes to taking decisions in the new technologies and the new tendencies. I believe that this is based upon building this hub of blockchain becoming a very important place in the world arena. So anybody who's in Singapore, who is in Hong Kong, who is in Tokyo, who is in different parts of the world starting a startup in Russia, wherever he's at, he must think very seriously to give us a call, and we will advise them in the benefits and the importance of them setting up an office, even virtually, here in Dubai. You don't require to a lot of things, and the requirements are very specific. I'll be glad to advise them in any way that we can possibly can. Dubai is the place to be without any doubt in blockchain industry, especially gather a license here.
Indeed.
We
So,
take care of everything for them.
right. So, do you feel that Dubai today is trying to explore new ways of supporting their economy or expanding their economies? Because
No doubt.
perhaps,
No doubt, Dubai wants to be a very important part of the blockchain economy. And like I say, I cannot think of anybody who is in the blockchain trying to be in a very important place. He has to be here in Dubai, and we can help him be here in a heartbeat.
Right, indeed. Going back to one of my previous questions, so how does the international law kind of plays out here? So maybe although Dubai is recognizing some cryptocurrencies or an ICO, probably not recognized in another country. So does that put some kind of international pressure on Dubai, or how does that dynamic plays out in the international community?
Without any doubt, Dubai has been stepping away from the oil industry. Today's revenue of Dubai as a country, 90% does not come from the oil industry. And they see in the blockchain industry something that they should be aggressive on and make sure that they're the leaders in the world when it comes to licensing, when it comes to motivating companies to come over. I emphasize again, you cannot afford not to be here, to be honest, because this hub that is becoming is already a very important place to be. And I think the government of Dubai wants to impulse this even further by becoming the hub in the blockchain industry. We have seen other countries like Malta who became the blockchain island, but in the theory look very good, but in the practice, licenses did not come up as expected. So this is not a marketing campaign that Dubai is doing. They're very serious and they're very, very important hub in the blockchain industry. So whoever is listening to me, I motivate them as much as I can to give me a call and let's start any process to become a Dubai company, which is very inexpensive, and we can make it happen.
Right, indeed. So, particularly in this now, so what is the take of Dubai on digital assets in particular? Are they ready to accept that? Are they ready for their citizens to own and trade these digital assets? What is the view of the government on these digital assets? And are the government recognizing digital assets as they would any other asset today?
Well, Dubai has been very positive about foreign investment. We have here in Dubai, we see a tremendous amount of companies trading and doing investing in blockchain and fiat. So I'm not surprised to see the government of Dubai betting in the future, placing whatever is necessary, like the VAR law, in order to make it legal and make it easy for multinational companies, especially considering the fact that companies in blockchain, they don't have a really country of origin. We are global companies that have our presence and customer base worldwide. So it's the place to be, without any doubt.
Sure, indeed. And so with that, thank you, Frank, very much for that very informative talk today.
Thank you for having me here. And I cannot say it enough. People who are starting an ICO and a startup and exchange, whatever operation they do in blockchain, they cannot miss this opportunity. I thank you again for having me in the show, and anything that anybody needs, you can give me a call for a free consultation, and I'll be glad to explain every detail, even more detail. Thank you so much.